来自新京界的记者，然后想请再点评一下刚才的3场比赛。
IG was surprisingly strong, I think. When we came into the match, we thought they were going to play similar to all the other Chinese teams. Like for example, like Ehome played and CDIC played. So we gave them gyro, and we thought they were going to put gyro safe in, and we drafted accordingly. But they kind of threw us off guard with the anti-mage pick, which I think caused us to lose game 1. We weren't really prepared for the anti-mage, and our heroes couldn't really deal with him. As for the other 2 games, I think they overrated the Shadow Fiend, and we prioritized other heroes that are better, which led us to victory.
第3局 IG 也是1选1，但是他后面补了一个蓝猫，然后里面是 burning 的去操作，这个会对他们有一个困扰或者影响到他们的选择。
So at game 3, IG first picked Shadow Fiend, but then they got Storm Spirit, which was played by Ferrari, and Burning was playing Shadow Fiend. And did that give you guys some confusion?
At first, I think Artur was a bit confused because he didn't believe that both players could play. Like he didn't think that Burning would play SF mid, for example. But I think overall, I think they panicked with the Storm Spirit pick, and they kind of just picked it because they thought maybe we would pick it or it was really good. And maybe they confused the roles a bit because, at least from my perspective, it felt kind of awkward with Ferrari on the safe lane and Burning in mid. So yeah.
还有一个问题，
给其他人也有机会。
今天第1局他们是被翻盘，然后昨天打Ehome第1局也是被翻盘，他能不能分析一下这两个翻盘，然后觉得他们是哪些地方有问题？
So the first game today, IG came back, and when we played against Ehome yesterday, Ehome came back too. So do you think what do you think of the differences between these 2 comebacks?
I think the difference in the 2 comebacks, the first one against Ehome, was due to our lineup not being strong enough in the late game. I think our heroes fell off very quickly. The Viper, the Spear Perk, they didn't go well into the late game at all, and so their heroes were just better. As for this one, I think we just misplayed a lot, and we misused our heroes. If we used our heroes properly, for example, if we used Wyvern better, I think we could have won even in the late game.
我想问一下，就是他觉得今天对手是IG 那边哪些对手的表现不是特别好
？Which players of IG do you think are underperformed today?
It's hard to say without looking at the match. I guess if you look at it from a spectator's point of view, maybe Luo underperformed in the last game, but at the same time, I think it's a very difficult game for him to play, and it's no surprise that he didn't do too well.
昨天晚上我在采访这个队员的时候，他表示 Secret 在小组赛之后不愿意接受其他队的训练请求，想知道是否有这样一回事儿，然后如果真的有的话，不愿意接受训练是为什么？
Okay, so they interviewed Fnatic yesterday, and according to Fnatic players, your team refused to scrim with other team after the group stage. Is that true? If it is, why?
It's not very true. We took, I think we only had 1 game or 1 day to scrim. It was supposed to be 2 days, but Gustav got sick one of the days, so we couldn't play. But for example, we played Fnatic during one of the days, so.
我想请他预测一下老白丁和 CDC 的胜者，然后的话就是说，如果他们在之后的比赛中越走越远，最不想碰到哪个中国队是哪个？
What's your prediction to LGD versus CDIC, and which Chinese team you don't want to play against?
I think it's very hard to say before watching the games. I think what's happened with the Chinese teams is that everyone pretty much plays the same. I think Ehome adapted to CDC, which is why I think we lost to them, because we weren't prepared. I think CDC plays very similar to LGD. I think IG tried to play like them, but they just weren't good enough. So I think in terms of playstyle, they're all the same. Maybe some teams are individually more skilled and have better captains, which would probably be LGD or CDIC. So I guess the winner of this match will be the the hardest opponent to face.
You were defeated by eHome yesterday, and also the first game against IG you were lost. So I'm curious about what adjustments you have made for the recovery last night and between the first and second game.
We started last night with just looking at everything we did in those games. We looked at our draft, which we realized was completely wrong and bad. So we decided to switch up our first picks. For example, today we did not prioritize as much Shadow Fiend like we did yesterday. And as for the losses, I guess eHome, we didn't really do anything during the games because we still thought that SF was good and stuff, so we just kept picking it. But today against IG, we realized that even though their gyro wasn't the best in game 1, it was still such a threat that we decided to ban it, and it worked out in game 2, 3.
And in the first game, the last ban of IG is technique. So how do you feel that?
I guess it's a sign that they fear the hero, or that they fear Kuroki's techies, because it's a hero that could really mess with you if you're not prepared.
第一场 IG 选择让那个飞机中单，我想问你再觉得 IG 是出于什么考虑让飞机中单，而这是一个好的选择吗？
So IG placed the gyro on solo mid for the first game. Why do you think they did that, and do you think it's a good decision?
I think it's very good, because, for example, it freed up the safe lane for Anti-Mage, which was very good that game. Anti-Mage was, I guess, the only reason they won. So I think being able to swap gyro to mid and pick a safe lane carry can be very, it can catch you off guard and mess with your draft.
听说今天是在的生日，来问问他有什么样的生日愿望。
So they know it's your birthday today. Happy birthday! And do you have any birthday wishes?
My only wish for today was that we made it through the day without losing, and so I'm glad now.
还有问题吗？
人之境一场，我们又来了。